Welcome Senator Joe Manchin. Senator, welcome.
Thank you, Brian. Good to be with you.
I saw you take a big inhale. Do you sometimes worry about the direction of your party?
Well, I'm not a Washington Democrat, okay? So when you say my party, I don't relate to any of this. And I have a lot of friends who aren't Washington Republicans. The parties have gone so extreme, Brian, and somehow we've got to bring the grand old party, make it grand again, and make the Democrat Party responsible again. And I think they both lost their ways, and they're just listening to their own chatter here in Washington. But none of this makes sense. We don't live our lives like this. You know, I can tell you in West Virginia, none of this would make sense to them whatsoever. They're going to protect their families. They know what's best. They want input with their families, and they should have it.
Where do you stand, Senator, on this cutting off and delaying of Israel aid at a time in which they're at war, clearly responding to the October 7th attacks?
I was asked about that this morning, you know, and I said it's just wrong for us to engage in there. We have allies who are with us 99% of the time. Do we agree all the time? No, but none of us do. But they have been proven allies. Whether it be Israel, now with Ukraine, whether it be our NATO allies in Europe, we're going to be there and defenders of freedom. And when they're barbarically attacked, we're going to defend them. But now making decisions on what you can and what you can't use, you got to do the our way or no way at all, that's not who we are, and that's not what we should be doing. I have said, I've been asked today about it, and I've said openly that I think it's wrong. I think that we shouldn't be. We can sit down and work through these things. You know, but there's a lot of disturbing things coming out. Cindy McCain, I was with Cindy and the McCain Institute over last weekend, Brian, and Cindy told me, she said, you know what they don't know? She says, I had 30 trucks full of food, 30 trailer trucks that were hijacked by Hamas, that their own people, they wouldn't let them feed their own people. We're not hearing any of that on the news.
Right, Senator,
not any of that.
Listen,
she's lost a lot of.
You just broke news, right? You just broke news right now. And if the president, if Cindy McCain knows that, the president knows that. Instead of using time to say I'm denying aid, he should say they were attacked October 7th. The aid we're given is being hijacked by terrorists. That's our struggle. That would be an easy thing to explain and to understand. But instead, the people making the most noise are making the most news. Listen to members of your party yesterday, this week. Listen.
It is incredibly disturbing, though, you all, that my colleagues are so quick to denounce the student protesters, but are silent about these young people, about why they are protesting.
From GWU to WashU and everywhere else, students have been violently beaten without provocation. They have been arrested and charged with disproportionate offenses.
Neither one of those things are true. They
so
firmly
wrong.
believe
so
that,
wrong,
but that's
Brian.
your party. Senator, where do you stand?
Well, you keep saying, please don't do that. It's just those are people that I don't think belong to any party. And I would like to say that I've heard, you know, whether it be Marjorie Greene saying that's the Republican Party. Marjorie Greene doesn't represent the Republican Party, nor do those people represent the old Democrat Party we used to know. So forget about the parties. That's just wrong. And basically, when you have so misinformation that's driving people to declare, basically burning our flag, declaring their allegiance and support for a terrorist organization like Hamas, and we don't crack down immediately and say this. I lived, Brian, a lot of people of your viewers lived through the Vietnam time period when we saw an awful lot of protest. But the protest I saw back then, whether I agreed or disagreed, the protest I saw was trying to make America better. These protests are trying to basically tear down the fabric of America. And there's no way that we should tolerate it.
Listen, I 100% agree with you. Senator Fetterman, like you, is making a lot of sense. He talked about what Trump is doing in all the battleground states and how he's winning most national polls. He said this week to Brett Baier.
Yeah, well, I don't really follow the app polls, but you know, I've been having that kind of a conversation now since 2016. You know, I identified that there's a risk here that Trump can actually win, and most people thought that it was going to be a joke, and I'm like, no, I spent too much time across the state, and I realized that something is happening. And now 24, it's going to be very competitive. It's going to be close.
Do you believe that President Trump can win again?
Oh, I most certainly do. I feel, you know, John comes from the same type of neighborhoods I come from, working people, all pragmatic working people, hardworking people. They don't want a government jumping on your back, telling you what to do and making it harder for you. They believe in freedoms and democracy. They believe in all of that. They believe in giving a helping hand, but they believe you ought to get off your butt and do something sometimes. You know, if people, and I've told so many people, I said, and I've told the president, I said, you've got to be careful. A lot of these bills and a lot of the direction, the direct executive orders, people were that came from the generation that I've come from and that you've come from, is basically John Kennedy asking not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. We continue down this path, and people are starting to ask, how much more can my country do for me? Brian, that's not who we are. It's not how we have the country we do. And it's not what I'm willing to sit back and watch it be taken away. So I'm going to be fighting for basically how much more can I do for my country.
Right.
And I appreciate what my country's done for me.
Absolutely, Senator. We got to get people to take stock instead of put their hand out. Thanks so much, though, for coming in.
We're not going to be quiet, Brian. I can tell you, I might not be in the Senate, but I'm still going to be an American, giving it everything I've got.
I would count on that, Senator. It's always great to have you. Have a fantastic weekend.
You too.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.